You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. My name is Toya Singh. Tune in for our mega opinion poll ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. It's going to be taking place in just a few minutes from now at 6 p.m. So 1 hour from now, do tune in to CNN News 18 to understand what our editors, our reporters across the country believe are the predictions for the Lok Sabha elections.
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News 18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, one mammoth poll, on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m., March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18.
Okay, we're going to take you to our top story of the day. We are just a few weeks away from general elections, and today the BJP is all set to release its second list of candidates for the upcoming polls. Buzz over who the BJP's choice of candidates is going to be. We've accessed the list. We have some names we're going to be sharing with you. We'll have reporters joining us in just a little while as the list is actually released. But what are our reporters telling us in the form of sources right now? Number one, several stalwarts expected to contest across the state of Karnataka. Former Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai from Haveri, former Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar from Belgavi. Remember, Jagdish Shettar recently rejoined the BJP. He'd left the BJP and joined the Congress last year. Tejashvi Surya, the young BJP stalwart, is going to be running from Bangalore South. PC Mohan from Bangalore Central, Prahlad Joshi from Dharwad, and Shobha Karandlaje from Udupi. Now, we're going to bring you more context into the Karnataka names in just a second. There are some sources that are suggesting Sadananda Gowda and Shiv Kumar Udasi might not get the chance to contest. What will that mean? We'll take a deeper dive into all of that with our Karnataka reporters in just a few minutes from now. So stay with us. Before that, let's take you up to Maharashtra, the state with the second largest number of seats across the entire country, coming in at 48 seats. What's taking place in Maharashtra? Nitin Gadkari expected to contest from Nagpur, Pritam Munde expected from Bid, but that big question of how the BJP is squaring up with its alliances, a seeming question mark still remaining there in the case of Maharashtra. We're going to have multiple reporters joining us in just a second. Our colleague Payal Mehta and our colleague Anand Dhanta are going to be joining us to bring us more context on this entire story. Payal, first just tell us about the numbers that are expected today. Tell us how many seats we might get in the second list and what that will possibly mean. Because could this be essentially the second of just 3 lists, or is it too early to say?
We as of now, I wouldn't be able to tell you how many states are going to be in the fray and the second list, but we do understand that the BJP has released a bulk 195 list of candidates first time around as well. The BJP is expected to announce around 100 seats. And now, so the BJP pretty much going on the front foot, batting on the front foot, giving their leaders enough chance to understand and go to the ground and run the ground hitting, even before the dates are really announced. So it's just states like Maharashtra and Karnataka that everybody is talking about, but there are a lot of states that could be in the fray. For example, Anurag Thakur from Himachal, his fate could be sealed today when the list comes out because the Himachal seats are already done. Also, the remaining seats in Madhya Pradesh, for example, Chhindwara, who will be pitted versus Nakul Nath from Chhindwara. That is one seat in Madhya Pradesh the BJP has never been able to win. So possibly a woman candidate could be fielded against him is what we are given to understand. Uttarakhand is where the BJP's national media convener Anil Baluni is also waiting to see where his fortune can be really sealed. So quite a few states to look out for. Gujarat, we are given to understand out of the remaining 11 seats, at least 5 seats, including at least 3 women candidates could be changed, including the Surat candidate Darshana Ben Jardosh and the Baroda candidate Ranjan Ben Bhatt could be changed as well. You just mentioned about Shiv Kumar Udasi. Shiv Kumar Udasi has already told the party at least a couple of years ago that he is resigning from active politics, so his seat is vacant. That is from where Basavaraj Bommai will be fielded. Jagdish Shettar comes back to the party fold, so he gets fielded from Belgaum, again a seat which is occupied by Suresh Angadi. The list to Suresh Angadi's family, in fact his wife Mangala Angadi was a sitting member of parliament from there as well. Prahlad Joshi's fate is also sealed because he's going to continue to contest from Dharwad, is what we are given to understand. The big surprise could be that Pratap Simha could be dropped from the BJP's list this time around. And also importantly, since there was so much of backlash, if you remember, against Shobha Karanlaje, the party is very keen on fielding her this time around from Bangalore North. Bangalore North is a Gowda seat. That's from where Sadanand Gowda is also a sitting member of parliament. He's unlikely to get repeated after having said that he wanted to resign from politics and then having an afterthought. And Shobha Karanlaje is the Gowda herself as well. Anand Kumar Hegde, all certain to be dropped. So these are the few names as far as that is really concerned. Maharashtra remains a big focus. Maharashtra remains a big surprise, given the fact that you're hearing that Nitin Gadkari will get a seat again from Nagpur. The big surprise in the Maharashtra list could also be the candidature from Mumbai North, which is of course Gopal Shetty has won that seat with a huge margin last time around. But we're given to understand that possibly Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal could be fielded from there. A lot of uncertainty about certain other candidates within the Mumbai region. We'll have to just wait and see how that really gets divided. But yes, the big focus seats also, in Maharashtra going to the allies. For example, Baramati is a seat where Supriya Sule is in the electoral fray. She could be facing her own sister-in-law from Baramati, which is of course Ajit Pawar's wife. So a lot at stake. We'll have to just wait and see when the list comes out. But enough indications have been given to us that the list could be out anytime. And all hands on the deck as far as the BJP's approach is really concerned. They've already announced 34 ministers in the fray in the first set of candidates that were announced. We'll have to see how many more get fitted in and how many new candidates come in, how many women candidates come in. That remains the big focus.
Okay, so we'll just take a deeper dive into the list in a second. But let's go back to our colleague Arun Dhanta, who's with us live from the BJP headquarters right now. Arun, we're obviously still awaiting that second list and all the details any minute now. But we're just coming to you to ask you, as we were asking Payal, first list 150, second list a question mark on how many names. But you could possibly be looking potentially at 300 names right now already being out in front of us. We know the BJP's goal is 350. Just tell us how this features into that.
Well, see, Toya, one thing is very clear that BJP has a very different procedure to actually finalize the candidates. Multiple surveys, some BJP functionary was telling us that more than 15 surveys they had conducted on the ground at different constituencies, and on the basis of that it is decided. Of course, the winnability is something which is the priority for the party, and secondly, of course, they also see the behavior of that MPs. Is there any controversial statement or anything related to that which could put party in jeopardy? All these things will be considered. But as we witnessed on Monday, the second CEC meeting happened here at BJP headquarters, of course, under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Modi. More than 3 hours meeting happened. States like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, in Bihar, they all were discussed in this meeting, as you and Payal were discussing. I think all those names which we talked about and which we are running since morning, these are the people who are in all probability going to be part of the second BJP's list, and also those names which we discuss are going to be dropped by BJP at this moment. Now, as we are told by our BJP sources that a list might come out today. How many names are going to be part of this list? We'll have to see, because remember, in the first list in which BJP declared 195 candidates, majority of the seats are those where BJP had performed well in 2019, and all those controversial seats like Sultanpur seat of Menka Gandhi and Varun Gandhi's Pilibhit seat, and also Kesarganj, what is going to happen there. So these are seats BJP has not declared, and there are various other seats like that. So therefore, in first list, BJP has not taken any risk. Only those seats which BJP won in 2019. Beside that, there were some other seats where BJP performed well in 2019. So what is going to be, which seats are going to be part of this list? Because around 35% of the seats which BJP is going to contest in 2024, they have already released. How many candidates are going to be part of the second list? We'll have to see whether it comes today or tonight or tomorrow. That is something which we'll have to wait. And also, of course, who all are going to make to that list.
Okay, Arun, stay with us, please. Let's go over to our colleague Aman Sharma to understand more. Aman, we've shared with our audiences some of the names of those that sources say are likely to get nominated, and one of the states we really focused on over the last few minutes was Karnataka. So I'll ask you to take us there once again. The BJP, in their Mission South 130 seats from the South that they've wanted, we know that last time around in 2019, it was really only Karnataka where they were massively successful. Can you just take our audiences through the seats, the nominations right now that we can tell our audiences, we can share, again, this is through sources, and tell us a little bit more about some of the stories associated to these seats. You, of course, have Jagdish Shettar, a former chief minister who returned to the BJP, left the BJP last year to join the Congress because he didn't get the seat that he wanted. He's joined back the BJP earlier this year and now he's getting nominated for a seat. A lot of interesting stories like that playing out across Karnataka. Just bring us that context, please.
Well, yes, Toyasi, Karnataka is a very, very key state for the BJP. This is the state where BJP won 25 out of the 29 seats last time in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Out of all 5 southern states, Karnataka is the state where the BJP could win, the biggest. It was a state, it also, they were in power, but subsequently, they've lost power now in Karnataka and Siddaramaiah is in power. So there's obviously challenges in Karnataka for the BJP. They have appointed Mr. Yediyurappa's son as the BJP state president in a way, woo back the Lingayat vote in Karnataka. So the BJP is trying to, retain its base in Karnataka. Some people say retaining 25 seats for the BJP might be a big task this time, but BJP is trying its best. And that is why I think some surprises could be there in the Karnataka list. Some MPs could be dropped, as Arun and Payal were just mentioning that, some names could be dropped. But the old guard, the main new faces of the BJP could still get a chance, like Tejasvi Surya, very popular MP in Karnataka, would be contesting from his seat. Mr. Prahlad Joshi is there. So there are big names of the BJP also from Karnataka. Karnataka remains the key. BJP wants to hold on to its stronghold. It doesn't want to concede any seats because the aim is to enhance its seats in the southern parts of the country. And we see the Prime Minister is even leaving on a tour of the South expected from the 15th of March. Already his election campaign is beginning very, very early this time, even before the candidates have filed their nominations. We could see the Prime Minister campaigning for them this time in the election campaign. So the BJP is planning to go in early into the southern parts of the country also. Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, the PM would be touring maybe later this week. And so that is the focus on South India. Overall, Toya, I would say the BJP is painting a very confident picture. Already 195 candidates declared in the first list. We are expecting about 90 to 100 candidates maybe in the second list. So this means about 300 candidates BJP would have declared even before the model code of conduct comes into place. And BJP is going to contest about 430, 440, maybe 450 seats. So nearly 65 to 70% of the seats BJP would have already declared candidates even before the model code comes into play. So that's a picture of big confidence.
Aman, just for our audiences that are uninitiated though, compare that, for example, to another national party, the Congress, for example, just to explain to us what you mean when you say announcing this many names before the MCC is announced.
Well, yes, Priyasi, the Congress is expected to fight by about 250 to 270 seats. That's what we've been hearing from our sources. The Congress so far has declared only about 82 candidates. So 2 lists of the Congress have come out. Just about 82, 83 candidates, 80 odd candidates have been declared. So that's a very low number. Congress has not declared any candidate in the big states of UP, Bihar, West Bengal. These 3 states, the big ones, are still to be declared by the Congress. But the BJP, on the other hand, as we are reporting, could be declaring nearly 300 candidates out of the 450 odd they want to actually fight. Even before the model code is announced, the Prime Minister is going to begin his election campaign early. He's already going and start campaigning for the candidates who've already been declared, because BJP has brought out its list very, very quickly. On the other hand, the Congress camp seems to be struggling, and the big states are still to be declared, and that is why I say that the BJP is painting a picture of far more confidence in the Prime Minister in the last 13 days. Till today, has been on a virtual Bharat Darshan across the country. He's inaugurated unveiled projects worth nearly rupees 8.3 lakh crore in the last 13 days in various states. So first came this big inauguration spree from the Prime Minister, and now we will see his election campaign beginning early. BJP is bringing out his election candidate lists very early. All this is showing that BJP is very, very keen. BJP is very, very, very clear about reaching that 370 par for BJP and 400 par for NDA target, which has been fixed by the Prime Minister. BJP is moving full steam ahead. It seems to be in a Formula 1 car, trying to race past that target, and all the advanced preparations for it this time, which the BJP has done, I believe, are quite unparalleled.
Okay, Aman, can we ask you to stay with us? We'll ask all our reporters to stay with us. We're moving very quickly right now to Bihar. Big news coming in from Bihar, where Lok Janshakti Party Ram Vilas chief Chirag Paswan has announced on social media that as a member of the NDA today in a meeting with the BJP National President JP Nadda ji, we've together finalized the seat sharing in Bihar. to ensure success in the Lok Sabha polls. He said the same will be announced in due course. Okay, we'll go over to our reporter Payal to understand more on this entire context. Payal, let me just tell our audiences the arrival of the JDU, or rather the re-arrival of the JDU into this alliance has, according to many experts over the last few months, given the sense to the Lok Janshakti Party that they may be getting less seats in the alliance. And we've seen Mr. Paswan make statements hinting and cautioning the BJP almost to exactly that measure. Now this coming out, can you just bring our audiences more context?
Well, as far as Ramvilas Paswan was really concerned, he was told to be the weather vane of the business of politics. That's the kind of reputation that he really had. But Chirag Paswan has also carved a sort of place for himself, essentially by calling himself Narendra Modi's Hanuman. He said that whatever Narendra Modi tells him, he treats him like God and he will listen to what he really says. So it's not just Chirag Paswan who was opposed to Nitish Kumar's alliance. Remember, many top leaders within the BJP rank, top 2 to 3 leaders within the BJP rank were also completely opposed to Nitish Kumar. But they do understand that, the need of the hour was to come back to Nitish Kumar and make sure that an alliance really happened. So Chirag Paswan as of now seems to be happy about the alliance working out. He's had a meeting with JP Nadda. You can see a warm hug taking place between JP Nadda and of course Chirag Paswan. And it was JP Nadda, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, all of these leaders were extremely supportive of the Paswan family, especially at the fag end of Ramvilas Paswan's life when he was extremely unwell and was hospitalized. These leaders constantly, maintained their touch with Chirag Paswan and told him critically not to worry about anything else as well. But the big bone of contention for Chirag Paswan is not the number of seats. The big bone of contention between Chirag Paswan and his uncle Pashupati Paras has been who will get the seat of Hajipur. Because Hajipur was the seat that Ramvilas Paswan was really identified with. We'll have to just wait and see what really works out, because Chirag Paswan has met JP Nadda and Pashupati Paras has also met several leaders from the state, who had reached out to him in the national capital today, tried to understand from him what really he wants, because Pashupati Paras had made it very, very clear that either he gets Hajipur or nobody else gets it. So that's the kind of acrimony that you've really seen. The two have had bad blood. In fact, top BJP leadership advised the two that they should come together, come back to the same unit. But Pashupati Paras has said that unse hamara दिल तो मिल गया है पर आत्मा कभी नहीं मिल सकती, परिवार भी कभी नहीं मिल सकता. So that's the kind of acrimony that really exists between the two families. Very, very sad to see, because Ramvilas Paswan was able to keep everybody together. He was able to keep the entire family together. He in fact groomed his younger brother and his younger brother's children. Prince Paswan was also, groomed largely by Ramvilas Paswan and of course Chirag Paswan. But in politics, nobody is a permanent friend and nobody is a permanent enemy, Toya.
Okay, Payal, we'll just ask you to stay with us. Let's go over to our colleague Aman for more context on this. Aman, the entire Bihar political dynamics here come into play. As Payal was saying, there's obviously the bitter relationship between one man and his uncle, and the animosity they share that has formed the backdrop of this entire story. The other thing, though, with this particular party is multiple times it's had to ward off jibes of being a BJP B team, being a vote cutter. Tell our audiences a little bit more about how that might have played out in the last few months after JDU rejoined the BJP in the alliance.
Well, Toya, as Payal was mentioning that, Chirag Paswan has no love lost for Nitish Kumar. In fact, the last election when we saw in the assembly election in Bihar, Chirag Paswan was the one who really hurt Nitish Kumar, and Nitish Kumar in private quarters has been saying that it was Chirag Paswan, who may have costed the JDU many seats in the last assembly elections. So in a way, that alliance is a very tricky alliance. When you have BJP and JDU are old partners, but when you add Chirag Paswan into it, who has been taking on Nitish Kumar very, very strongly in the past years, it becomes a tricky alliance. What I know of is that in the last elections, the seat sharing arrangement, as we all know, was 17, 17 and 6. 17 for the BJP, 17 for the JDU and 6 seats for LJP, then led by Ramvilas Paswan. And BJP had come down. BJP already had 21 MPs, but it fought only on 17 seats. It made a sacrifice of 4 seats. What Chirag Paswan, I believe, had told the BJP leadership this time, when the alliance was restaged, was that this is the turn of the JDU maybe to make a sacrifice now. The JDU should maybe fight on less than 16 seats that it has in the Lok Sabha, and it should contest on lower seats. Maybe the BJP can contest more, but Chirag Paswan was very clear that 6 seats must come to the LJP and he must contest from Hajipur. That was very, very clear that Chirag Paswan said there can be no compromise on that. So has a breakthrough been achieved on that? If we see the tweet of Chirag Paswan today, remains to be seen. Let's see what the final disclosure by the NDA is about the seat sharing arrangement. And as Payal was saying, very importantly, who contests from Hajipur, because Chirag Paswan wants to contest from Hajipur as the legacy of his father from that seat is very much clear. But the BJP camp, the NDA camp in Bihar is very, very confident that it is going to sweep all 40 Lok Sabha seats of Bihar. In fact, in the words of Chirag Paswan, I remember him telling me in parliament that, इलेक्शन तो हम 40 सीट तो पहले भी जीत रहा था एनडीए, but now we will win with an even bigger margin because Nitish Kumar JDU is also back in the fold. So the BJP NDA camp is very, very confident that RJD, Congress combined, left combined, has no chance in the Lok Sabha elections in Bihar, and that is why the candidate list from Bihar as well as the seat sharing arrangement is very, very keenly watched. And as Chirag Paswan's tweet is now showing, that maybe it is all sorted and all good within the NDA camp on that front.
Okay. Aman, stay with us, please. We've got more breaking news coming in. Let's take a quick look. These are updates coming in from Karnataka. Minutes before the BJP list is expected to be announced, DV Sadananda Gowda is thanking voters. He's saying he will continue to be with voters. This is as BJP sources revealed to News18 that his seat, BJP North, is likely to be contested by the Central Minister Shobha Karandlaje. We'll bring you more context on this in just a second. We'll have reporters joining us. Harish Upadhyay with us. Harish, multiple reports over the last few hours indicating that Sadananda Gowda has been deeply disappointed. He's upset about his seat being given to Shobha Karandlaje. Just tell our audiences a little bit more, because multiple reports indicating that, and then bring us more context, because what does he mean when he says he'll continue to be with voters?
Well, his message that he's put out today, just a while ago, few minutes back, looks like it's a message where he's thanking his voters, and he perhaps has accepted the fact that he might not get a ticket to contest again from Bangalore North. But look at what has happened over the last few months. Sadananda Gowda was summoned to Delhi late last year sometime, and he was told very clearly by the leadership that he has to make way for new leaders, young leaders. He came back to Bangalore and he made an announcement that he's had enough with electoral politics. He will move away and he would focus on building the party. It's only in the last 1.5 months, ever since several leaders here, especially based out of Bengaluru, went to the DV Sadananda Gowda, sensing that that seat could either go to CT Ravi or Shobha Karandlaje, which local leaders here, especially the ones out of Bangalore, didn't want to happen. They, in a way, asked DV Sadananda Gowda to contest again. He changed his mind and started seeking a ticket. But the leadership has been clear for the last few months that DV Sadananda Gowda has been given everything by the party. It's time that he makes way for younger leaders, and that's where the tussle is right now. Whether Shobha Karandlaje will be accommodated from Bangalore North, or will it be Saptagiri Gowda or somebody else, that's something that the BJP will look at. But clear message sent to DV Sadananda Gowda, and you're seeing some last minute posturing and a message being sent out saying that he's disappointed, but still he would like to thank the voters. But he's part of a long list of MPs from Karnataka who will be denied a ticket this time, either because of age or because of their performance, or simply because the BJP believes that they haven't done much to the party, especially the likes of DV Sadananda Gowda or even Nalin Kumar Katil, who, remember, was the party president when the state BJP lost that assembly election last year.
Harish, we're going to keep connecting with you through the evening, because there's a lot of very exciting developments expected to come from Karnataka in the list that is coming out in just a little while from now. I'd like to thank our entire battery of reporters that has joined us to bring you coverage on this story. We're going to head into a very quick break, and before we do want to tell you, in just a few minutes from now, it's 5:20. At about 6 p.m, we'll be bringing you our mega opinion poll. Tune in to CNN News 18 for all of our reports, our editors' opinions on how the mega opinion poll, how the entire general elections will be playing out. In just a little while from now, it'll be out at 6 p.m.
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News 18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, one mammoth poll on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m, March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18.
فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر الله أكبر الله أكبر
We will destroy Hamas, free our hostages, and ensure that Gaza doesn't ever pose a threat to Israel again. We will finish the job in Rafah while enabling the civilian population to get out of harm's way. We've taken measures to minimize civilian casualties that no other army has taken in history. So to our friends in the international community, I say this: you cannot say you support Israel's right to exist and to defend itself, and then oppose Israel when it exercises that right. You cannot say you support Israel's goal of destroying Hamas and then oppose Israel when it takes the actions necessary to achieve that goal. You cannot say that you oppose Hamas's strategy of using civilians as human shields and then blame Israel for the civilian casualties that result from this Hamas cynical strategy. For Israel, every civilian death is a tragedy. For Hamas, every civilian death is a strategy. So it is wrong and immoral to hold Israel to a standard for avoiding civilian casualties that no other country on earth is held to. My friends, I want to assure you, none of these pressures will stop us. Israel's very future, its very survival is at stake. We have no other option but total victory. And that victory is in and within reach. I know that the overwhelming majority of the American people stand with us. I know that the overwhelming majority of Congress stands with us. I know that you stand with us. I know that you're working tirelessly, day in, day out, to get us the tools so we can finish the job faster. And on behalf of the united people of Israel, I want to say thank you, AIPAC. Thank you for everything you're doing for Israel. God bless Israel. God bless America. Thank you.
جهاد لف هذه الثانية فيها جاء من هان يعطيه واحد
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News 18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, one mammoth poll on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m., March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. We're taking you right now to developments playing out in Tamil Nadu, where after a DMK minister stoked controversy in a video clip of his that has gone viral, where he's seen seemingly saying that he would have torn you into pieces. He's referring to the Prime Minister. Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalai slamming the DMK, saying that this frustration is creeping up within the ranks of the party. We'll just bring you more context on it and in the entirety of what it is that Annamalai has said. But right now we'll go over to our colleague Purnima for a little context on this. Purnima, before we go ahead and you tell us what Annamalai's response was to this entire story, just first tell us about the timeline here. This video put out in which a DMK minister is seen saying this controversial comment. Who put out this video? How long has it been out for? What has the DMK's response to this video been? Then tell us a little bit more about how the BJP is responding, please.
Well, in fact, this speech was made by the DMK minister on the 9th of March at Pallavaram in Chennai. And in the speech, he had the minister had reportedly said that because he's a minister, he's being cautious of what he's saying. Otherwise, he will be. He in fact referred to Prime Minister saying that he will allegedly tear him into pieces. That's the statement that in fact the BJP has now shared and also said that this is not something that we are hearing for the first time. DMK ministers and senior leaders are known to make such controversial remarks. So far, the DMK has not responded to the statement. The DMK is still not officially making any statement in this regard. Some of the senior leaders we spoke to said that it's better for the minister to make clarification on this. However, no official statement or reaction from the DMK just yet. But the BJP and senior leaders of the BJP have taken to Twitter condemning this speech, condemning this controversial speech, and this certainly is also going to snowball in the coming hours.
Okay, thank you, Purnima. We're going to keep checking in with you to get more context on this story. Right now, let's move on very quickly. Another slice of breaking news coming in. The Election Commission, while speaking on the appointments of a election commissioner, has said that the government will decide on the same. But on the other question, they were speaking on the issue of electoral bonds. They've said that they will disclose all data on time. Remember, March 15th is the date, 2 days from now, by which they are supposed to upload all data. They've essentially implied that because the SBI handed over all the data to them, they will be able now to do this on time. You'll remember the Supreme Court, after setting a deadline yesterday for the SBI, had the SBI delivered it yesterday evening at around 7:30 p.m. all of the data regarding electoral bonds. We'll just take you very quickly to this exact bite, then we'll connect with reporters for more.
दो ईसीज कब आएंगे ये मेरा विषय नहीं है, ये तो सरकार का अपॉइंटी और अपॉइंटेड के बीच का विषय है. आई एम नाइदर अपॉइंटी नॉर अपॉइंटेड, सो समय से आना चाहिए, बट इसका मैं आंसर एग्जैक्ट टाइमलाइन का नहीं दे सकता. हमारे 3 ही पिलर हैं. नंबर 1, डिस्क्लोजर इज बेस्ड ऑन 2 पिलर्स. Disclosure, disclose everything to the public, to the voter. So, Commission had always been in favor of transparency, and that was our stand in the electoral bond case also. Uchtam Nyayalaya has ordered the SBI to give it to 12th. They have given it to us yesterday in time.
Remember, it's the top court that's ordered the Election Commission to compile and publish all data regarding electoral bonds by March 15th. So they have 2 days to do so. We're going to head into a quick break. On the other side, all of the country's top stories. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Remember, you can tune in for our mega opinion poll ahead of the Lok Sabha elections to get to know what our editors, our reporters from across the country predict will be the future in the Lok Sabha elections. All of this is going to take place right here on CNN News 18 at 6 p.m.
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News 18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, 1 mammoth poll, on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m. March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18. Bharat is rising.
अब भारत की विकास यात्रा रुकने वाली नहीं है.
Watch PM Modi share his thoughts on India's emergence as a global power at this year's Rising Bharat Summit. Dream Sports presents News 18 Rising Bharat Summit in partnership with Hindustan Times, 19th and 20th March.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم أني مملوك فانتصر فتعارف أني مملوك فانتصر يا الله لمن حمد ربنا سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر. الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Very good.
destroy Hamas, free our hostages, and ensure that Gaza doesn't ever pose a threat to Israel again. We will finish the job in Rafah while enabling the civilian population to get out of harm's way. We've taken measures to minimize civilian casualties that no other army has taken in history. So to our friends in the international community, I say this: you cannot say you support Israel's right to exist and to defend itself, and then oppose Israel when it exercises that right. You cannot say you support Israel's goal of destroying Hamas and then oppose Israel when it takes the actions necessary to achieve that goal. You cannot say that you oppose Hamas's strategy of using civilians as human shields and then blame Israel for the civilian casualties that result from this Hamas cynical strategy. For Israel, every civilian death is a tragedy. For Hamas, every civilian death is a strategy. So it is wrong and immoral to hold Israel to a standard for avoiding civilian casualties that no other country on earth is held to. My friends, I want to assure you, none of these pressures will stop us. Israel's very future, its very survival is at stake. We have no other option but total victory. And that victory is in and within reach. I know that the overwhelming majority of the American people stand with us. I know that the overwhelming majority of Congress stands with us. I know that you stand with us. I know that you're working tirelessly, day in, day out, to get us the tools so we can finish the job faster. And on behalf of the united people of Israel, I want to say thank you, AIPAC. Thank you for everything you're doing for Israel. God bless Israel. God bless America. Thank you.
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, one mammoth poll on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m. March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. We're about to take you to a different story, one that's playing out as we speak in Karnataka, where the Congress is organizing a series of conventions of guarantee scheme beneficiaries. Essentially, they're doing this to discuss how they have delivered on the 5 promises they promised the state when assembly elections took place. Now, these conventions are being attended as we speak by thousands of people who have benefited from the 5 guarantees that were rolled out by the Congress government last year. The Chief Minister Siddaramaiah will be addressing one such convention, particularly in Udupi. Congress leaders have also been contending that the Prime Minister has, quote-unquote, according to them, stolen the Congress's idea by using the slogan Modi Ki Guarantee while constantly mocking the Congress's schemes, the ones that they say they've introduced to alleviate the plight of the poor amid a price rise taking place across the entire country. We're just going to play out for you now different reactions coming in from across the state, leaders from across the political spectrum in Karnataka. Remember, when the second list comes out, when it is expected to come out, it is expected to highlight a few key Karnataka faces. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Right now, though, take a look at different reactions.
We are doing this Labharti Sampark for the last 10 years we are doing. Because ours is a genuine guarantee, we have been doing it. These people are doing Labharti Samavesha now. Today what I want is tea. Today water crisis is there. Today D.K. Shivkumar, the Bangalore Development Minister, should talk about water crisis. Today he is talking about making tunnels. There is not a single rupee is given for Bangalore development. Not a single pothole has been filled up. Why is he thinking of tunnels now? He should think of short-term measures to give water to Bangaloreans. Modi's guarantee is a guarantee. This is all fake one. What is not temporary, what they are making. After the general election, they will not be able to give any kind of a guarantee.
No, this has become a news only because Mr. Narendra Modi, being a Prime Minister of the country, he criticized the guarantees given by the Congress party. Because any political party which is in helm of affairs with the state or a government of India, they have to give some welfare schemes because that is a constitutional norm. It's a part of the constitution that welfare to be given to the people. So we don't criticize, we never criticize when Modi had given 6,000 rupees for farmers. We had accepted it and we said, welcome move. And since because under the leadership of Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh, we had bought the Food Security Act. With that, every government which is in place is bound to give 5 kgs of rice to the people of India. And we welcomed it and we complimented them.
Ahead of the world's largest election exercise, News 18 Network brings India's biggest opinion poll. 21 states, 518 constituencies, more than 1 lakh respondents, face-to-face interviews, one mammoth poll on 20 channels, 16 websites. It doesn't get bigger than this. News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, 6 to 10 p.m. March 13th and 14th, only on CNN News 18. Brought to you by
جهاد لف هذه الثانية فيها جاء من هان يعطيه واحد
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله
المستقيم أني مغلوب فانتصر فتعارفوا أني مغلوب فانتصر يا الله لمن حمده ربنا سمع الله لمن حمده فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر الله أكبر الله أكبر
We will destroy Hamas, free our hostages, and ensure that Gaza doesn't ever pose a threat to Israel again. We will finish the job in Rafah while enabling the civilian population to get out of harm's way. We've taken measures to minimize civilian casualties that no other army has taken in history. So to our friends in the international community, I say this: you cannot say you support Israel's right to exist and to defend itself, and then oppose Israel when it exercises that right. You cannot say you support Israel's goal of destroying Hamas and then oppose Israel when it takes the actions necessary to achieve that goal. You cannot say that you oppose Hamas's strategy of using civilians as human shields and then blame Israel for the civilian casualties that result from this Hamas cynical strategy. For Israel, every civilian death is a tragedy. For Hamas, every civilian death is a strategy. So it is wrong and immoral to hold Israel to a standard for avoiding civilian casualties that no other country on earth is held to. My friends, I want to assure you, none of these pressures will stop us. Israel's very future Its very survival is at stake. We have no other option but total victory. And that victory is in and within reach. I know that the overwhelming majority of the American people stand with us. I know that the overwhelming majority of Congress stands with us. I know that you stand with us. I know that you're working tirelessly, day in, day out, to get us the tools so we can finish the job faster. And on behalf of the united people of Israel, I want to say thank you, AIPAC. Thank you for everything you're doing for Israel. God bless Israel. God bless America. Thank you.
कह रहा है जहां दूसरों से उम्मीद खत्म हो जाती है वहां से मोदी की गारंटी शुरू होती है।
मोदी जी चाहते हैं कि आप दिन भर मोबाइल पे रहो, जय श्री राम बोलो और भूखे मर जाओ।
গ্যাসের দাম বাড়িয়ে মনে ছিল না গরিব লোকদের কেরোসিন নেই, তাদের কাঠ নেই, তাদের কয়লা নেই, কোথায় ছিল আপনাদের গ্যারান্টি?
संसद में मेरे को 7 MP दे दो, जो इंडिया गठबंधन के हैं 7 MP दे दो। ये 7 MP मेरे 7 बड़े बड़े हाथ बन के काम करते।
Namaste, Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching News 18 Network's mega coverage of Bharat's biggest opinion poll, and we'll bring you the stunning numbers from across the country. News 18's best election team is gauging the pulse just ahead of the 2024 election Mahayuddh. Can the NDA achieve their mission of 400 par or 400 par? Will the India alliance be formidable? Can BJP touch 370? Will the Congress better its 2019 performance, or will regional satraps shine A few minutes from now, ladies and gentlemen, the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll will bring you the numbers that will give you the complete picture. The most comprehensive, exhaustive, widespread Man Ki Baat of the voter on Bharat's largest news network. With me on this very special effort are Managing Editor CNN News 18 Zaka Jacob and Consulting Editor News 18 Network Rahul Shivshankar. Good friends, colleagues who've made their notes. Zaka is ready with magic on his wall as usual, ladies and gentlemen. But first, the details on the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll Survey conducted by News 18 Poll Hub. The methodology: 21 major states accounting for 95% of Lok Sabha constituencies have been covered. 1,08,780 polled with questionnaires in 11 languages, computer-aided personal interviews or CAPI. Total of 518 Lok Sabha constituencies covered, 210 interviews conducted in each constituency. 3 Vidhan Sabha constituencies in each Lok Sabha seat. 5 polling booths were selected via random sampling. This is perhaps the most comprehensive effort by any news network to get the Man Ki Baat of Bharat's Janata, ladies and gentlemen. Over to Zaka Jacob, Rahul Shivshankar, and of course Umesh Jha, the cephalogist who's thrown his hat and he's sticking his leg out here. Zaka.
Oh, he is the one with the butterflies in the stomach, because if the numbers are right, credit to News 18. If the numbers are wrong, all blame to Umesh Ji. So Umesh Ji, on that note, welcome to Network 18. Welcome to our Mega Opinion Poll. कैसा लग रहा है आपको? This is the typical TV question. आप क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं?
आपने कह दिया, butterfly in the stomach.
But tell us about the methodology. I mean, to have a 1 lakh plus polling sample, it's not an easy thing. It's a massive effort. कैसे किया आपने ये?
Well, it was an extensive exercise by any standards. So we engaged multiple field agencies to cover the 21 states. Each agency was given not more than 2 or 3 states to be covered, to ensure that they were focusing their energy only on those states. And fair bit of effort went into planning of the survey, in terms of getting the questions right, in terms of getting the team up, briefing the team, getting them into the field. And there were very extensive quality checks which were taken into account for this survey, including geo-tagging of the questionnaire to ensure that the interviews are happening where they were supposed to happen. Of course, there were on-the-spot checks done, and there were telephonic back checks also which were done on the interviews which were completed. So massive exercise.
What's been the error ratio, Umesh Ji?
Well, if we talk about error ratio in terms for vote share, it will be less than plus minus 5%.
Rahul Shivshankar is making notes. You have no questions right now.
Plus minus 5% vote share error ratio. That's quite significant, isn't it, Umesh Ji? In a statistical exercise as sensitive as this.
Yes, yes and no, because the kind of sample error that we see depends on the total sample size that we have. And this sampling error is at a state level, not at a country level. If I look at a country level, then it will be much smaller, because we have a much larger sample size at a national level.
Now, I just wanted to ask you, because this is something that we discussed a few days ago. You have specifically said that this particular exercise took place after the 5 assembly election results. So it took place after the first week of December. That's what you're saying. Yes. And did you therefore see that there was some sort of implicit difference between the earlier exercise you took, and also, of course, you again went back to the public after the Ram Mandir inauguration, 22nd January. So did you see a difference?
Oh yes. First round of exercise was done in November 23, before the assembly elections in 5 states, and this current round was done in February. So yes, it was like checking before and after effect of the elections which happened in 4 Vidhan Sabhas and the Ram Mandir. Yes. And in some state in the first round we had seen that there was some drop which we observed in NDA's vote share. Now after the Ram Mandir thing and the assembly election, the second round, we have seen that all that drop has been wiped out. In fact, in some of the states, there is actually a positive swing. So yes,
so that there is a talking point.
Yeah, no, I have. We'll come to the Ram Mandir bit. Nalan is also joining us in the studio. Javed Saab, veteran journalist, is also here. I have the breakup, Rahul, of the 1.18 lakh people that Umesh Jha's team have gone out and physically surveyed. If you look at the state-wise breakup, and Nalan, please weigh in on this. Uttar Pradesh, 18,843 people. West Bengal, 10,282 people. Bihar, 9,140 people. Maharashtra, 10,924 people. Madhya Pradesh, 7,000 plus people. Tamil Nadu, 8,800 plus people. These are not small numbers by any yardstick. To have this kind of sampling, 1.18 lakh, where in Uttar Pradesh alone you have 18,000 plus physical respondents, as someone who's been in this business of surveys, this is a massive sample size.
This is a very large sample size, Zakar. In fact, if you go back the last 2 or 3 elections, there's only been one survey, perhaps maybe 2 elections ago, which had a sample size of this kind. Because about 1.5 lakh for UP, for example, they're talking about roughly 300 people, between 270 to 300 people per constituency.
Yeah.
Now that is a very, very large number. And I think the thing with surveying normally is people do very smaller sample size and then extrapolate. By doing so many constituencies and directly and at least 3 assembly constituencies within each Lok Sabha constituency, I think you're going to get as near an exactitude as you can get.
No, and not just that, 518 constituencies that have been covered is not a small number in itself. Somewhere, Umeshji, let me ask you, is there some correlation, if I were to say, between the assembly size or the Lok Sabha seats in a particular state and that sample? There seems to be a direct correlation there.
No, we selected 3 assembly segments in each Lok Sabha seat, regardless of the number of assembly seats per Lok Sabha seat in that state. Because there are states where assembly seats in a Lok Sabha seat is as low as 5 or 6, and there are states where it can be as high as 16. So if you have to take that into account, that exercise would have been much bigger. So we had to restrict ourselves to 3 Lok Sabha seats only.
The one point that I think one should make is that CNN News 18 is not in a cyclical game of coming out with numbers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Seeing from outside for a few years, I did realize that you were extremely spare about when actually to conduct these opinion polls. It wasn't some sort of a de rigueur exercise that had to happen.
Rahul, the last poll that News 18 network has associated itself with was 5 years ago, before the 2019 general election.
Yeah, that was the Ipsos poll.
That was the Ipsos poll. So we've not done a poll in the last 5 years.
And how did that go, if you don't mind my asking?
We, I think, got the numbers bang on.
Yeah.
303, I think the pollster was within the vicinity of 303.
303.
Yeah.
But the larger thing as far as the News 18 group is that karenge to apna karenge. We'll do it our own. And that's why we have got News 18 Poll Hub. So this is a News 18 Poll Hub effort. And this part of our unit, Umesh ji, is now with us, and he is putting his neck out. So are all of us here at News 18. So that's how it is. So do you want to know some of the questions that were asked? So let's try and understand, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move quickly forward, and Umesh ji can weigh in along with Javed ji and of course Nalan Mehta, Managing Editor, Money Control, also with us. So let's try and understand this. Some questions that were put, nearly about 20 important questions, overall about 50 questions which are there to try and gauge the mood. It was quite exhaustive. It took at least 15 minutes on an average to complete this questionnaire. So that's why these are personal interviews, but computer-aided personal interviews. Let's look at the first question. Let's try and understand. The first question is, and let's try and understand, who is most capable as the next Prime Minister? So mood of the nation, or if I were to say Janta ke man ki baat, who's the most capable as the next Prime Minister into his 3rd term, seeking his 3rd term, ladies and gentlemen. 10 years down the line, 60% lead towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi. 21% have said Rahul Gandhi, 9% Mamata Banerjee, 9% Arvind Kejriwal. 60% of the votes, nearly 59% to be exact, say Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the most capable as the next Prime Minister.
Well, I think let me just turn this story around.
I was about to ask you, Rahul Shichankar, agree, disagree.
Let me turn this story around. Rahul Gandhi should actually feel quite encouraged at a national level. I mean, look at those numbers, 21%. In comparison to Modi, of course, he's nowhere in the race. 30, there's what is it, 30 odd percent. But just look at this. In India bloc, he is 2.5 times more than anyone else. Of course, Kejriwal and Mamta are not actually pan-national leaders, but Rahul Gandhi will feel encouraged. I'm sorry, I'm just moving a little away.
You don't need to be sorry. You feel Rahul Gandhi's image has changed or has it? Look, there's still a wide gap, 60% and 20%.
Oh yeah.
But still, I mean, has his image improved in the last couple of years? Or
I mean, this is small consolation, no? That you're doing better than Kejriwal or Mamta Banerjee. Mamta Banerjee is only contesting 40 seats. Yeah. Kejriwal is not even contesting 24 seats.
But it makes the case stronger, Javed Bhai, for perhaps the India alliance to have set aside their egos and perhaps engaged in a more tactical ground game. They should have had understanding.
No, but look at it the other way. And I am saying, despite contesting only in 40 seats, Mamata Banerjee has 9% approval rating.
That's true.
And less than 2 dozen seats for Arvind Kejriwal, he's up to 9%. Rahul Gandhi, pan-India leader, is since 2004 till now, has come up to 21%.
Can I make a larger point? I want to respond to what Rahul was saying earlier. See, Rahul Gandhi's approval rating for the last 5 or 6 years has hovered in every survey between 17-18% to 20-21%. Even when he started his yatra last year, it went up by around, in all the surveys, by around 2 to 3% before the Karnataka election, and then came back to the same level. In general, this is in the same ballpark as the Congress vote share, roughly, in past elections, which is around 17-18%. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the Congress went below 20% for the first time. It's never recovered. It's been in this ballpark. Rahul Gandhi is somewhere around there. Modi is somewhere upwards of where the BJP vote share is. And this is not a surprise, these numbers, because the problem for Rahul Gandhi is he's never been able to break the ceiling of 21-22. He needs to be at 28, 29, 30% to make a real difference.
Here is a trick question to Umeshji. Umeshji, there is a sample that was done sometime earlier before Ram Lalla, and that was a comprehensive one. Nearly 3 lakh people spoken, correct me if I am wrong, more than 3 lakh people spoken to. Were the numbers different in November 2023 compared to February 2024?
Numbers were quite comparable. I won't say they were vastly different. They were quite comparable. Quite comparable. I don't see any significant difference between the numbers in the first round and the second round.
So PM's approval rating was nearly 60% and Rahul Gandhi was still about 21%.
Slightly lower.
So
Slightly lower.
So are you saying, are we to believe that Ram Mandir hasn't made much of a difference? That even if Ram Mandir was not there, the numbers would have been...
We have that question, by the way.
We have that question in
the survey.
But the Prime Minister's approval rating has not... Ram Mandir has not increased or decreased drastically the Prime Minister's approval.
So for all the effort, it's made no difference to his ratings.
That should be the concern for Nyaya Yatra and Bharat Jodo, Javed.
His rating is different from what people are voting.
Was not over the PM.
But there is another story in this. It's the Kejriwal story. Now, Kejriwal sees himself as the lead setter outside of the Congress, saying that, look, I have actually 2 states under my belt, almost equaling the Congress party. His being stuck at 9% after, what, a 15-year run in politics will be a matter of concern, because he sees himself as the only one challenging in the long run. That is going to be the biggest sort of...
I think we can go to the next question, which is why I think it explains to a great extent the Modi era, because the competition is between Modi and Rahul Gandhi. I think the next question
largely. So
is
even this one says 60% PM Modi, 20% Rahul Gandhi, 1% plus minus. Let's take that. But Modi versus Rahul, who's the better leader, PM Modi or Rahul Gandhi? Now let's look at the benchmarks or the parameters. In terms of honesty, who do you think is more honest? 73% believe Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a more honest leader. Let's close in on this. 69% believe he is more hardworking than Rahul Gandhi. 71% cares about people more than Rahul Gandhi. He is a strong leader, 67-33, and has a vision for Bharat, has a vision for India. 68% lean towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So on all benchmarks, there is nowhere that really significantly Rahul Gandhi scores, except at the bottom 2. He's a strong leader. He's gone up way above 12 points above his approval numbers to 33%. has a vision for Bharat, again 11 points above his approval rating. But when you go up to honesty, he slips down to his weakest point is honesty, 27%. Hard working, so there is a perception that Rahul Gandhi does work hard, 31% believe he does, between the three of them. Now Javed ji, you had a point to make, yes.
No, the point I was making, Rahul said that Kejriwal might object. You know, all of them will object because in India Alliance, everybody is a legend in his own mind. You know?
Yeah.
All of them are the best prime ministers India never had, so all of them will feel hard done by.
What do you think about this opinion here between Modi and Rahul?
Well, if Mr. Modi is 59%, then these numbers speak for themselves.
Overall 59%.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we also have Smita Prakash, editor of ANI, joining us.
Just shows on the honesty point, Zaka, Rahul's message of Modani is not hitting home.
He's not working.
In
fact,
fact,
his two
the
weakest
voters
points
are
are honesty and cares about people.
Yes.
You would imagine that
Empathy
those should be his
lacking.
strong suits.
Absolutely. He is the one who's running the Mohabbat Ki Dukaan campaign.
Before you go
People
to your
don't
guest,
give him
I
any
just have
points
one
for
doubt.
empathy.
मुझे एक बात बताइए, एक चीज हमको नहीं बुझाया, हमको बुझाइए, समझाइए. PM का everything is above his approval average of 59%. It's all in the 70s or high 60s, but approval rating comes down to 59%. Rahul Gandhi का everything is near the 30%, but approval comes down to 21%. ये कैसे हो गया?
Okay, so in the earlier question, you had multiple options. You had options to select Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee. So in the earlier question, people who had selected Arvind Kejriwal or Mamata Banerjee now had only limited choice of two. So as you can see, larger proportion of them have actually shifted to Modi rather than Rahul.
So अगर ममता बनर्जी अरविंद केजरीवाल इक्वेशन से हट गए तो the shift is clearly towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi and not Rahul Gandhi.
So let me also bring in Smita Prakash, editor of ANI, and I think Sanjay Jha, formerly with the Congress and now political analyst, he's also joining us. And we're staying on this graphic. So Smita, first you weigh in. You know, the Modi versus Rahul comparison, and we've said this for the last 10 years now, that this is an unequal fight. If this is the choice that's presented to the voter, Rahul Gandhi will find it difficult to beat Modi. But the thing that Rahul Shivshankar mentioned, I think it's an interesting point. The two areas which is seen as weakest for Rahul Gandhi is honesty 27% and cares about people 29%. On hardworking, strong leader, has a vision for India, he's above 30%. These are the two strong suits you would imagine for Rahul Gandhi. Why is it that the voters, or at least people who took part in this survey, seem to be thinking that these are the two weakest points for Rahul Gandhi? Honesty and caring about people.
Look, it's a perfect storm for the BJP if it's going to be Modi versus Rahul battle in 2024. It's their ideal situation if it's going to be that. It would have been uncomfortable if it had been anybody else. Because, for example, if you had Mamata as the leader, chosen as the leader of the India Alliance, if the India Alliance had fructified, firstly, the alliance has not fructified. Then they don't even have a leader. Suppose they had chosen Mamata, it would have been a little more difficult, I feel. I don't know about your survey, but I feel it would have been difficult. One, she's a woman. Two, she has administrative experience, not just at the center, at the state. 3-term. So she has that. Even Kejriwal, I feel that he has an administrative experience. What does Rahul Gandhi bring to the table other than the fact that he is from the Gandhi family? What has he brought? The honesty and hugging people, showing that I love people, that's all that you have. You have no delivery of anything so far. Not even during the Manmohan Singh government was there any delivery. When you see...
That is not scoring with the people in the numbers.
It's not scoring with the people.
See, where he's been...
So when you're talking about honesty and delivery, you're talking about honesty and delivery. Honesty over what? Right? Delivery over what? What has he delivered? Has he delivered electoral victories? If he has done that, that's only for the party. What has he delivered for the people of, say, Uttar Pradesh, where he stood for election? Did he bring up the issues of Amethi when he was representing Amethi? Hardly. Did he bring industry and development to Amethi? Anybody who has reported knows that he did.
Quickly, we've got before we bring in Sanjay Jha and bring it back into the studio also with our one more question, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just add some momentum to this. Will you vote for the BJP because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, regardless of the candidate in your Lok Sabha constituency? Candidate कोई भी हो, आपका वोट मेरे पास आता है. That's what PM says. Do the people believe that? Let's see what is it that the people have to say. The number, ladies and gentlemen, is comprehensive. 85% of the respondents have said, yes, candidate koi bhi ho, mera vote Modi ko for Lok Sabha. 85% coming out and saying, our vote will be for Modi, irrespective of who the candidate is. BJP will be very, very happy about this.
I don't know. This shows that Modi now transcends his party, is winning despite his party. Let's not forget. So it doesn't matter who is on the ticket.
BJP voters. Just need to qualify this, Rahul, that this question was specific to pro-BJP or BJP voters.
So let me add this point. For the BJP, this is both a blessing and a worry. Because the brand BJP, the Lotus, clearly doesn't compete with brand Modi. So if you take Modi out of this equation, I don't know if that answer would be still the same amongst BJP voters.
Right now, BJP is not worried about that because right now they have both Kamal and they have PM Modi, and this is perhaps something which should really, really worry the opposition. BJP voters, 85% say, whoever be the candidate, Lok Sabha, my vote is for PM Modi. Umesh, is this a sentiment across the board, even in the first round?
Yes, in both the rounds, the figure were as much as 85 to 90%. So comparable figures in both the rounds for this question.
So did that surprise you? How do you interpret this number when you see this?
I would say that the immense appeal that Prime Minister Modi enjoys is sustained in both the rounds, and it hasn't changed at all. So it is very high. So if I have to say, for example, how did Ram Mandir affect, it should have increased. But he is already at such a high that any further increment is very difficult to get.
So then, Javed, why do parties spend so much time figuring out candidates? BJP itself is now awaiting the second list.
Yes,
अगर किसी को भी खड़ा करके मोदी के नाम पे जिताना है, तो फिर why are they spending so much time thinking about candidates?
Look, there's enough and more empirical evidence to prove that when Mr. Modi is on the ticket, he makes a lot of difference.
Yes.
But Mr. Modi certainly knows a bit more than most of us do. And that's why you see a Pawan Singh, Anant Hegde, other loudmouths like Sadhvi Pragya, all these people have been shown the door. So he doesn't want to take any chances. It's numbers tell you a story, but not the entire story. On the ground, sometimes situations are different.
But Pawan Singh has just said he wants to compete. He still wants to contest because of the promise he's made to his people, supporters, Janta or apni maa, to his mother. So he's actually angling for a seat in Bihar, Ara, where RK Singh has contested in the past. He's actually indicated he wants to contest from there. But Sanjay Jha has not yet spoken. Namaste, Sanjay ji.
Hi, good evening.
ये number देख के खुश तो नहीं होंगे आप?
Well, let me tell you that I start by agreeing with what Rahul Shiv Shankar mentioned. That, I meet a lot of people and I can tell you nobody really cares much for the BJP. I mean, people who vote for the BJP frankly vote for Modi. And I think in politics, one of the things that I've learned is that there is a short-term and there is a long-term game. In fact, there's even a medium-term game. When I look at Modi overwhelming, and I've said so before, that Modi has overwhelmed the BJP. And for the opposition, that is also very good news, although it may be in the short term, short-term headwinds are where the opposition needs to get its act together. But in the long run, it tells you that, at some point when the Modi factor recedes into the background, which is an inevitable part of life, I think I see the BJP frankly could get decimated. So there is a window of opportunity down the line.
But Sanjay Jha, there is a caveat there. The caveat is that if you really look at all the chief ministerial picks in the last 2 years, they are all in their 50s, maximum 55, most are between 45 and 50. So the BJP is cultivating under Mr. Modi a second rung. And don't be in a hurry to agree with me because the next point that I'm going to make will worry you.
I was just going to say, probably the first time that Rahul and Sanjay have ever agreed on anything.
On the honesty bit, it's very worrying actually.
Yeah.
Because what is the opposition been saying? That the ED is being set after us. Just give me 30 seconds. ED has been set after us because there is vendetta at play. Now, if the public doesn't believe intrinsically that these opposition leaders are honest, and you can see that point, 27% believe he's honest, Mr. Modi will say, well, I'm cleaning up politics as people want.
It's about public perception. Sanjay Jha, please complete, and then Smita Prakash also wanted to say something. Yes, Sanjay ji.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just appreciate if I'm not interrupted because it disturbs my train of thought. So my simple point is this. Somebody talked about cleaning up politics. Well, we all know cleaning up is a great washing machine effect. I can tell you a lot of people that we talk to, they are very concerned about the draconian abuse of investigating agencies. Will they impact the elections? I do believe it may be marginal, but people are aware of the very terrifying governance. One thing which I can tell you from a lot of business people who support Mr. Modi in Mumbai, people I can tell you who probably are very vocal on budget days to give him a 10 on 10 would be more than happy if Mr. Modi loses. There is a lot of apprehension about the way the BJP is treating corporate India.
Sanjay, you should tell those people to go out and vote, you know. That would be a start.
We've just got,
Yeah,
see,
can I
90,
make my-
90,
can I make my
Sanjay ji,
last-
I've got only
We have to
30
take a break.
seconds,
We have to take a
so 30 seconds to Smita Prakash, then we have to take a break. Last time 91 crore voters, only 60 crore came to vote. What happened to the remaining 30 crore? Perhaps those were the ones who didn't come out to vote, who believe or have your opinion, Sanjay ji. Yeah, yes, Smita ji, please.
Yeah, you know, this thing of I like Modi, but I don't like BJP. I remember very clearly the time when it was I like Rajiv Gandhi, but I don't like the Congress. It doesn't impact because if you like Rajiv Gandhi, you voted for Congress and the Congress came to power. If you liked Modi, you vote for Modi, the BJP comes to power. And the only hope for some people is an after Modi situation. And in an after Modi situation, the BJP not being able to capitalize on that is just like saying that, you know, post Rahul Gandhi, post Rajiv Gandhi, the Congress couldn't get it. But they did. They came up with the Narasimha Rao and people appreciated it. That government did very well in the term that it was there, in spite of rebellion against him. So, you know, this post-Modi situation is a fig leaf for lethargy in a party, in the Congress party, which is there,
Interestingly,
which is
we'll
not
take the
able to
conversation
fight
forward.
back.
We've got to put out the first state, ladies and gentlemen. The state will be a very, very interesting conundrum where there has been a lot of political drama in the recent past. ये कौन सा state है? थोड़ी देर में बताएंगे. We'll tell you in just a bit. Stay with us, right here.
Modi.
جهاد لف هذه الثانية فيها جاء من هان يعطيه واحد
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر اهدنا الصراط المستقيم أني مملوك فانتصر فتعارفوا أني مملوك فانتصر يا الله لمن حمده ربنا سمع الله لمن حمده فكيف كان عذابي ونذر ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر الله أكبر الله أكبر
Back on the biggest opinion poll, it's the News 18 mega opinion poll, the most comprehensive, exhaustive, widespread, and you are watching it across the News 18 network, ladies and gentlemen. शुरू करते हैं बिहार से. बिहार में काबा. First question, and this is the state where there was a lot of political turmoil. Nitish walked out of the Mahagathbandhan, walked back into the NDA, and let's see what are the projections based on the opinion poll. And these are the projections for the state of Bihar. The first of the seats will start rolling in. The count will start rolling in. In the News 18 mega opinion poll, the vote share. The vote share in Bihar will be 30. And the seats, out of 40 seats, 38 seats. 38 seats for the NDA. 2 seats for the INDI alliance. So, right now, it's not 40 on 40 for the NDA. It's 38 out of 40. 38 out of 40. Their target was 40 on 40, but there are 2 seats. The last time around, the India Alliance or the Mahagathbandhan at that time had got 1 seat. This time around, the projection is for 2 seats. Which are those 2 seats? We will discuss, we will deliberate, but we are not putting out the region or the seat specifically, but clearly the NDA with its nose ahead and clearly taking 38 out of 40 seats, but with their target of 40 on 40, is this perhaps a little bit of introspection for the NDA? If their target is 400 par, do they need all 40 seats in Bihar? That's the big question for the NDA. Right now, these are the seat projections. The first on the leaderboard, we're starting with NDA and 58. The seats are 38%, 38 seats, 2 seats for the INDI. At the bottom of your screen, you can see the vote share projections. 58% will be the NDA vote share. The vote share projections at the bottom of your screen, 58% will be the NDA vote share, 28% for the India Alliance, and 14% will go to the others. Now, these are the vote share projections. That's how it looks like. The NDA taking nearly 60% of the vote share. 60% of the vote share, 38 seats. INDI Alliance, 28% vote share. The others at 14%. Zaka Jacob, are you breaking it down for us region-wise?
I have the region-wise as well. I'll get to that in just 1 second. But I think the numbers compared to 2019, right now the News 18 mega opinion poll says it's 38 NDA. In 2019, they had 39. The India Alliance had only 1. Right now, the opinion poll is saying it'll be 38 and 2 to the India Alliance. Vote share, which is very interesting. We can talk about this with Rahul and the guests in the studio. Last time around, despite getting more seats, 39 seats, the NDA had 56% vote share. Now that vote share has gone up. Despite the vote share going up to 58% as per the News 18 opinion poll, the seat has come down by 1. The India Alliance's vote share has also gone up quite substantially from 24% to 28%. It is here, the others category, which was almost 20% last time, it's come down to 14%. But I want to quickly show you the region-wise breakup, and then we can get in the guests as well. Let's go to the region-wise breakup. Where is it that the India Alliance is gaining that 1 extra seat? Remember, in Central, 8 seats, The NDA had won all 8 seats last time around. This time it's 7 to NDA and just 1 seat to the India Alliance. In the East, last time it was the same situation. Out of the 6 seats, 5 seats went to NDA, 1 seat, the seat of Kishanganj, went to the India Alliance. All the other regions of Bihar, the Magad region, the Methil region, the Bhojpur region, 12 seats in the north, 5 seats in the south, west 9 seats, all of that is going to the NDA. So the only gain for the India Alliance is 1 seat in the central part of the state. We don't know which that seat is, and the other seat, the east seat, is the seat that they already have, which is Kishanganj, which was won by Abdul Rahman of the INC. Rahul?
So there are 2 issues here, and let's quickly address them. And I think you need to clarify this perhaps for our viewers. Does this poll obviously is coming at a time when the seat allocations haven't still happened?
Yes, correct.
So this is very, very important because there were talks today.
Yeah.
The breaking news was that at least Mr. Paswan has come out and said that, look, I'm thankful to the Prime Minister for honoring my father's legacy and for giving us what we wanted, etc. So that too, and if it is, Kishanganj on one side and some seat there in the center, that might be also sort of taken into account.
Yeah. No, so, Nalin, I think, look, one thing, I don't think any opinion poll can predict seat-wise, who is winning seat-wise. That is usually done during exit polls. But we're just making this assumption because of the 2 seats. One could possibly be Kishanganj, which is, again, a minority-dominated seat, I think 40% plus Muslim. Yeah. It was won by a Muslim candidate of the Congress last time around. But the other one, and I think this is critical, with the central seat, because the JDU was out of the NDA and it's come back, and, with RCP Singh and Lalan Singh and this whole, fight in-house, perhaps that area, which used to be the JDU stronghold, and if you look at the map, look at the seats that they've got in the central part of the state. In fact, even Nitish Kumar comes from there. Could that be one area of concern, Nalin?
Possibly, but I want to make a point here, Zaka, looking at the vote share number.
Yeah.
Like you said, the seat is always a difficult thing to predict. Yes. The vote share number is showing 56.35%.
This is from 2019. In 2024, it's gone up to 58%.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. That after so much of uncertainty in Bihar, there's been a different people changing kursi all the time. Yes. There was also a upsurge for Tejasvi and others, till about a year, 2 years back. The fact that the NDA vote share is going up compared to last time is very significant, because Bihar a year ago was a state that people were thinking, where, how will BJP replicate its performance from last time? Now suddenly Nitish Kumar is back in the BJP thing. See, last time there was BJP at about 23-24% of the vote share. Yeah. JDU at about 21%. Correct. LJP at around 8-9%. Now the fact that this is now larger is telling you something that's significantly
fundamentally it's only larger by 1.5%. Wouldn't that worry the BJP at some level that, look, they really needed the JDU here? Because there seems to also, if these numbers hold, 1 seat less from last time, BJP's relative vote share stagnation will flag some red flags in the BJP
So I want to respond to that, Rahul. Unlike UP, the vote base of BJP in Bihar has never been as widespread as it was in UP. So BJP actually needs JDU in Bihar, and when they work together, historically they've always done much better. Separately they've always done differently, because the social metrics is such that they come together well. So
much will depend on the seat distribution, the number of seats that JDU contests, and we are talking of JDU being the plus factor. In my humble view, JDU will be a drag on the BJP. These numbers, the BJP will end up with lesser numbers.
Okay.
The JDU number of seats will come down, and overall the NDA tally will be lesser than it was.
Okay, let's go to our guests. Our political guests are also joining us. Guru Prakash Paswan of the BJP is joining us. I believe Priyanka Bharti of the RJD is also joining us, and Abhishek Jha is spokesperson of the JDU. Guru Prakash Paswan, the view in the studio seems to be, and of course Smita Prakash and Sanjay Jha continue to be with us. Guru Prakash Paswan, the view in the studio seems to be, and this is the number, let me give you the number first, NDA 38, India Alliance 2 in your home state of Bihar. So the NDA has fallen by just 1 seat. Last time you had 39, this time 38. The India Alliance had 1 last time. They are now up to 2. So by and large, it remains the same. The NDA vote share has also gone up by about 1% or so. But the view in the studio seems to be that the JDU of 2024 is phenomenally a drag on the NDA compared to what the JDU was in 2019?
No, Zaka, a very warm good evening to you and all your colleagues. I think it's very important to realize that historically, if you see, we have been in alliance with JDU or the erstwhile Samata Party since 1995, only barring a couple of years when Mr. Nitish Kumar went to Mahagathbandhan. But more or less, we look sorted. And what your opinion polls also suggest that 38 out of 40. If you would very well remember that we were 32 in 2014, we were 39 in 2019 and 38 as of now. And I think we still have a couple of weeks left before the first vote is cast. So we are affirmative, we are positive. Only today we saw how young and dynamic leader Mr. Chirag Paswan came out after meeting our party president Mr. Jagat Prakash Nadda. And he has also said, he has also affirmed that the NDA under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi and the NDA as one family. And you would also keep in mind that Bihar is a very particular case. Bihar is a caste conscious state. Bihar sees that recognition and representation is given to each and every single community. And that is the reason 2014 and 2019 we have had resounding victory across Bihar. That is a sort of affirmation from the people of Bihar on the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, on the leadership of Bharatiya Janata Party. So to have all the relevant stakeholders, social coalition, we are formidable. I think it's an interesting unparalleled. Point. We have Mr. Nitish Kumar.
I think it's a very interesting point that Mr. Paswan is making. Look, there are three factors at play here. Number one is that the BJP obviously in Bihar has to go the extra mile to think in terms of caste inclusion. Remember what the plank has been, that the BJP is opposed to a caste census. This is a state where the caste census results were declared. So the BJP actually starts with some room to make up as far as attracting and bringing on board castes that might be apprehensive about its prevarication on a census and therefore the future of quota politics.
To answer Javed Saab's point before I go to our other guest, Abhishek Jha of the JDU is also joining us. The JDU has a committed 20% vote bank. Even in the Lok Sabha election of 2019, 22%. Yes. You can say, yes, there is the Modi factor, there is of course the winning horse factor, all of that. But there's anywhere between a fifth and a quarter of the vote that goes to the JDU.
What about
that's not going to December.
What was the percentage of JDU?
The vote share was above 20%. Yes, in the last assembly election, in the 2020 assembly election, the vote share of the JDU was above 20%. So a fifth of the vote is not going to overnight just collapse. But let me ask Abhishek Jha of the JDU, the view here, and which is perhaps why we don't know the final numbers yet, but the view seems to be that even in the seat sharing negotiations, Mr. Jha, last time the JDU contested 17-17 to the BJP, it was an equal alliance. Right now it seems to be that BJP will contest 18 and JDU will get 14, 4 seats less than last time. Even the BJP realizes, perhaps the JDU also realizes, it's not so much an equal alliance anymore. So much water has passed in the Ganga in these last 4 years.
Whatever water has passed in Ganga, it is purified, it is not contaminated. So let's wait for some time. Results will be out, how the seats are being shared in the NDA alliance. And I would like to add one more point. When JDU was not contesting with BJP in the 2014 elections, at that time also, the vote percentage of JDU was above 16%, which clearly signifies that JDU has own mass vote. And that's why we always form a very strong coalition with whatever side we are. With BJP, we have a very strong and very firm and very natural alliance for a very long time. And people of Bihar have witnessed this thing. They have given their votes to this alliance so many a times, and that's the reason why Nitish Kumar ji has been the Chief Minister of Bihar for a very long time. When we were in alliance with the BJP, and in the upcoming elections also, with all due respect to the mega opinion polls which you have published right now, we feel, we assume, and we are very much confident that this time we are going to have a very clean sweep. Last time we lost one seat, and that seat was of Kishanganj, but this time we have a very strong strategy for that seat also, and definitely we are going to win that seat also. So there will be a clean sweep in Bihar, and not a single seat will be given to the Mahagathbandhan side or the INDIA alliance side.
Okay, let
they can
me
claim
quickly
to
bring
be
in
alone, but
Smita Prakash. Good points made by the JDU spokesperson here, Smita Prakash. But remember one thing, and let's put this into perspective. I think the BJP will be quite happy to be where it is right now in the NDA in Bihar, given that campaigning is yet to begin, seat allocation is yet to begin. But Smita Prakash, the important point for the BJP is that it is looking at 370. It's not looking at 303. Bihar is supposed to be a state of growth for it, isn't it? And therefore, it needs to contest more seats here than the JDU last time and win those. Is that going to be a challenge? That's the fundamental question.
Yeah, so they only lost one seat, Rahul. So anything less than that, you're talking about a challenge. So if you're in 49, you have 48. That's a challenge. But the BJP wants to win 370, not 272. 370 the BJP wants on its own. Yeah. And for the NDA, it's more ambitious. It wants 400. So what you are seeing now is that the phenomenon between 2019 and 2024 in Bihar is the phenomenon of Tejasvi. I think the rise of Tejasvi is something that everybody has to wonder what it will impact upon. As far as the Nitish factor is concerned, I think his party is going to get swallowed up by the BJP in the years to come. But that will play out more in the Bihar elections, not so much in the 2024 general elections. That's my view. The other thing which I want to say is, when we talk about Kishanganj, when we talk about the Muslim vote and things like that, you're talking about, I think 87% or something is the Hindu population of Bihar. You have the Ram temple, you have nationalism, you have these issues which the BJP is going to project. And my sense is that even in Kishanganj, they're going to be talking about welfareism. In the other places, it could be the Ram temple, it could be nationalism and stuff like that. But in this area, it is going to be welfareism, and that's how they plan to work on areas where they are projected to be slightly weak. As far as looking at Bihar is concerned, Prashant Kishore has gone on several channels where he's spoken about the Tejasvi phenomenon. Where I see Tejasvi as going to impact on this election, he feels that it's a it's a crown of thorns that Tejasvi wears, and the Lalu Yadav phenomenon, the corruption thing, is going to weigh him down. Though I don't know Bihar as well as Prashant Kishore knows Bihar,
let's
I still feel that I don't think that's the
Bihari
cause.
here, Sanjay Jha, even though he's more Mumbaikar now and less Bihari, but this whole point about the Tejasvi factor, I don't know if it will play, Sanjay, in this election, in a Lok Sabha election, as much as perhaps it might play in the 2025 Assembly election. But here again, this is the catch and the problem for the India Alliance. The vote share, as per the News18 Poll Hub poll, the vote share of the India Alliance has gone up from 24 to 28%. So a 4% rise in a state like Bihar, which is riven with caste, is not a small rise. It's a commendable feat. But despite that, the seat increase, and of course the bulk of that is the RJDs. Last time they had 15, almost 16% vote share. If there's a 4% rise, presumably a lot of that will go to the RJD. The problem is, despite a 4% rise in vote share, Sanjay Jha, the seat increase is only 1. That's the problem.
जाका जी, अच्छा हुआ कि आपने हमको ये प्रश्न पूछा है। देखिए, हम बंबई में रहते हैं, लेकिन हम बिहारी हैं। वो बदलने वाले वो हमारे डीएनए में है, समझे ना? तो हम आपको इतना ही बताएंगे कि भाजपा अभी काफी अपना डिंडोरा पीट रही है कि हम बिहार में हम जीत ही जाएंगे। लेकिन वहां पर जरा मुद्दों पर जरा गौर किया जाए। आप यदि वहां के सामाजिक और आर्थिक आंकड़ों को देखेंगे जाका जी, तो वहां पर बेरोजगारी एक बहुत बड़ा समस्या है। सोच लीजिए, ये बीमारू स्टेट जो कहते हैं वो बिहार से शुरू होता है। एंड द सच्चाई यही है कि जेडीयू के जो प्रवक्ता यहाँ पर बोल रहे थे कि 400 सीट जाएंगे, भैया आपका तो पार्टी खत्म हो गया, आप तो टाटा बाय बाय करने के लिए तैयार हो जाइए। जहां तक मुझे मालूम है, और मैं काफी लोगों से लगातार बात करता रहता हूं, बिहार में तेजस्वी जी का, जैसे स्मिता प्रकाश जी ने कहा, तेजस्वी जी का एक लहर धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहा है। और मैं समझता हूं कि जहां तक ये पलटू राम का जो राजनीति हुआ है, बिहार के लोग समझते हैं कि उनका अपमान होता है कि एक नेता आते हैं, वहां जाते हैं, और इसका भी एक नकारात्मक असर होगा एनडीए पर। इस पर कोई इसको नकार नहीं सकता है। और देखिए जाकिर जी, मैं एक अंत में काफी गंभीरता के साथ आपको बता रहा हूं कि भारत के लोग बहुत समझदार हैं। देखिए, यहाँ पर जैसे स्मिता जी ने कहा, ये राम मंदिर, ये सब, देखिए, आज भाजपा में जो बौखलाहट है उसका सबसे मुख्य कारण यह है कि 22 जनवरी को उनको लगा कि ये चुनाव खत्म हो चुका है, लेकिन अब वो समझ में उनको आ रहा है कि 22 जनवरी आया और गया। भारत के लोग बहुत धर्मनिरपेक्ष हैं, सब लोग चाहते हैं कि भगवान राम रहें, लेकिन धर्म के नाम पे राजनीति का एक सीमा होता है।
Sanjay, in this Bihari accent of yours, I dare Rahul Shivshankar and Nalin Mehta and Javed Saab here in our studios to follow that act. But very quickly, I believe Priyanka Bharti of the RJD is also there. Priyanka Bharti ji, यही सवाल मैं आपसे भी पूछ रहा हूँ कि if तेजस्वी यादव का इतना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट है, वो तो इस पोल में नहीं दिख रहा है। आपका जो फायदा हुआ है सिर्फ एक सीट से हुआ है, वो एक सीट से बढ़कर 2 सीट बन गया, बस दैट्स अबाउट इट। उससे ज्यादा कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ आपको।
देखिए, आपने शो की शुरुआत की थी काबा काबा इन बिहार से। बिहार में सिर्फ तेजस्वी बा, इसके अलावा कोई नहीं खेबा। तो सीधी सी बात है कि देश की जो पॉपुलेशन है उसमें 65% जो आबादी है वो युवाओं की है। तो जो यूथ्स है दैट विल बी अ वेरी डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर इन बिहार। तो यूथ्स अगर डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर है तो ऑन वन हैंड इज अ तेजस्वी मॉडल, जिन्होंने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में 2020 में ये कहा था हम आते हैं तो हम 10 लाख नौकरियां देंगे, एंड विद इन टाइम स्पैन ऑफ 17 months ही गेव मोर देन 5 लाख जॉब्स, नॉट पकोड़ा तलो वाला रोजगार। एंड वन हैंड यू सी अ पीएम, इमेजिनरी चाय वाला पीएम who has a degree in entire political science and who invests his time on Lakshadweep Island diving into the sea, but he does not care about who gets the job, किसको रोजगार मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, because he already has 2000 किलो वाला मशरूम, so why will he care? People of Bihar have rejected BJP and they will reject BJP। आपने देखा होगा एक रैला हुआ था, महारैला गांधी मैदान में, जहां पे लाखों की संख्या में लोग मौजूद थे, और एक तरफ आए थे पीएम बिहार में जहां पर उनको एक वेलकमिंग जेस्चर तक नहीं मिला। 100 लोग नहीं जुटे होंगे मुश्किल से वहां पर, चाहे बेतिया उठा लीजिए, कहीं उठा लीजिए। तो बिहार चुन रहा है अपने नेता को जिन्होंने रोजगार का सिर्फ जुमला नहीं दिया, करके दिखाया, रोजगार का वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड सेट किया। बिहार को नौकरी चाहिए, रोजगार चाहिए, इसलिए थका हारा पीएम को वो रिजेक्ट करेंगे, उभरते हुए युवा को वो एक्सेप्ट करेंगे। और आपने जो पोल दिखाया है यहाँ पर, मुझे लगता है कोई मिस कैलकुलेशन हुआ है या गलती हुआ है। 38 सीट हमारा इंडिया ला रहा है, दो में वो सिमट में
2024 में भी हमारे साथ जुड़िएगा, तब देख लेंगे कि 38 सीट किसको आ रहा है। बट जावेद साहब
हम घबराने वाले हैं, बिहारी है भाई, जेनेटिकली घबराते नहीं है।
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
The point I wanted to make is that much will depend on the seat distribution and especially the number of seats that the Congress contests. The fact that Nitish Kumar and BJP managed to form a government in the last Bihar Assembly elections is primarily because Congress arm twisted Tejaswi and contested 100+ seats and won only a handful. The lesser number of seats Congress contests, the greater chances of RJD winning more seats and the NDA doing better.
Okay, we're going to take a break. First state has been revealed, the state of Bihar. On the other side, we will have the second state, which is going to come from southern India. And boy, oh boy, we're having some interesting talking points in that state. Quick break. We'll see you right on the other side. Mega coverage all the way till 10 o'clock of the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll. Stay right here.
On the biggest opinion poll, it's the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, the most comprehensive, exhaustive, widespread, and you are watching it across the News 18 network, ladies and gentlemen. शुरू करते हैं बिहार से। बिहार में काबा, first question, and this is the state where there was a lot of political turmoil. Nitish walked out of the Mahagathbandhan, walked back into the NDA, and let's see what are the projections based on the opinion poll. And these are the projections for the state of Bihar. The first of the seats will start rolling in. The count will start rolling in. In the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll, the vote share. The vote share in Bihar will be 30, and the seats out of 40 seats, 38 seats for the NDA, 2 seats for the INDI alliance. So right now it's not 40 on 40 for the NDA. It's 38 out of 40. 38 out of 40. Their target was 40 on 40, but there are 2 seats. The last time around, the India Alliance or the Mahagathbandhan at that time had got 1 seat. This time around, the projection is for 2 seats. Which are those 2 seats? We will discuss, we will deliberate, but we are not putting out the region or the seat specifically, but clearly the NDA with its nose ahead and clearly taking 38 out of 40 seats, but with their target of 40 on 40, is this perhaps a little bit of introspection for the NDA? If their target is 400 par, do they need all 40 seats in Bihar? That's the big question for the NDA. Right now, these are the seat projections. The first on the leaderboard, we're starting with NDA and 58. The seats are 38%, 38 seats, 2 seats for the INDI. At the bottom of your screen, you can see the vote share projections. 58% will be the NDA vote share. The vote share projections at the bottom of your screen, 58% will be the NDA vote share, 28% for the India Alliance, and 14% will go to the others. Now, these are the vote share projections. That's how it looks like. The NDA taking nearly 60% of the vote share. 60% of the vote share, 38 seats. INDI Alliance, 28% vote share. The others at 14%. Zaka Jacob, are you breaking it down for us region-wise?
I have the region-wise as well. I'll get to that in just 1 second. But I think the numbers compared to 2019, right now the News18 mega opinion poll says it's 38 NDA. In 2019, they had 39. The India Alliance had only 1. Right now, the opinion poll is saying it'll be 38 and 2 to the India Alliance. Vote share, which is very interesting. We can talk about this with Rahul and the guests in the studio. Last time around, despite getting more seats, 39 seats, the NDA had 56% vote share. Now that vote share has gone up. Despite the vote share going up to 58% as per the News18 opinion poll, the seat has come down by 1. The India Alliance's vote share has also gone up quite substantially from 24% to 28%. It is here, the others category, which was almost 20% last time, it's come down to 14%. But I want to quickly show you the region-wise breakup, and then we can get in the guests as well. Let's go to the region-wise breakup. Where is it that the India Alliance is gaining that 1 extra seat? Remember, in Central, 8 seats. The NDA had won all 8 seats last time around. This time it's 7 to NDA and just 1 seat to the India Alliance. In the East, last time it was the same situation. Out of the 6 seats, 5 seats went to NDA, 1 seat, the seat of Kishanganj, went to the India Alliance. All the other regions of Bihar, the Magad region, the Methil region, the Bhojpur region, 12 seats in the north, 5 seats in the south, west, 9 seats, all of that is going to the NDA. So the only gain for the India Alliance is 1 seat in the central part of the state. We don't know which that's.
Back on, ladies and gentlemen, on the News18 मेगा ओपिनियन पोल. बिहार के नंबर आ गए हैं. बिहार में काबा एनडीए को 38 out of 40, ladies and gentlemen. But now let's shift the focus, because it's a pan network coverage. What we are doing is we are saddling, trying to saddle pan India states. So we'll focus on Kerala and Madhya Pradesh in this segment as we get you more numbers. 40 seats in Bihar have been decided. Let's now turn the focus towards Kerala. What's the number in Kerala? Let's quickly look at it. The total number of seats in Kerala that are 20. News18 mega opinion poll has looked at some very interesting numbers. The numbers show the UDF getting 14 seats, the LDF getting 4, but the NDA breaching God's own country, that bastion there, and getting into 2 seats. So far in the BJP's first list, there have been 4 seats that have been announced. Will there be more seats contested by the BJP and the NDA there in Kerala? We'll have to wait and watch. But the numbers say 14 to the UDF. Reversal of fortunes for Pinarayi Vijayan compared to the Vidhan Sabha elections in Kerala. 4 seats for the LDF, 2 seats for the NDA. This is the News18 mega opinion poll seat projection for Kerala. Let's look at the vote shares. Who gets how much percentage of votes? Interestingly, The UDF going up to 47% vote share, nearly 50%, 3% short there. LDF 32%, but look at the NDA. NDA getting 18%. So is there a shift that is happening on ground towards the BJP or towards an alternative beyond the UDF, LDF combined? Very interesting, 3% to the others. As we look at these numbers, let's ask the person who hails from Kerala, within the mix, Zaka Jacob.
Well, this is going to be a huge talking point, folks, not just in Kerala, but perhaps all of South India. The fact that the News 18 opinion poll is saying that the NDA will open its account, it will get 2 seats and an 18% vote share. That means almost a fifth of the vote is going to the BJP in Kerala. What these 2 seats are, this is not part of the poll. You have to ask Mr. Umesh Jha that. I'm not the pollster, he is. But we can speculate intelligently, and I'm going to suggest those 2 seats. One, of course, is the famous battle that's going to happen in the seat of Thiruvananthapuram. 3-time MP Shashi Tharoor is defending that seat. He's hoping to become a 4th-time MP from there. Last time he beat Kumanam Rajashekaran, who was then the state BJP president, by over 1 lakh votes. This time around, he's up against an even more formidable candidate, certainly from a national point of view, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, sitting union minister. He has said that this is going to be a tri-cornered contest between the left candidate, the CPI's Pannian Ravindran, Shashi Tharoor of the Congress, and of course Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar of the BJP. So this is one potential seat of the 2 that we are saying in the News 18 poll that the BJP could open its account. The other one, and this is again a very interesting seat, the seat of Thrissur, which is right in the heartland of Kerala. It has a 20% Christian population. Remember, in Kerala, the BJP is making a concerted effort to try and get the Christian vote. Suresh Gobi, very popular actor, contested last time, came number 3. He's the candidate again. Incidentally, the Congress candidate there has been changed. T.N. Prathapan, who used to be the sitting MP, has been changed. In his place, another MP who has been brought in from Vadagara, who's the son of a former Chief Minister, Mr. K. Muralidharan, the son of former Chief Minister K. Karunakaran. He is the Congress's candidate from the constituency of Thrissur. Incidentally, there is much speculation about his sister, Padmaja Venugopal, Karunakaran's daughter, joining the BJP. If that were to happen, will she help defeat her brother in the seat of Thrissur? But realistically, to me, hailing from that state, these 2 seem to be the seats where the BJP could open its account.
Well, Thrissur comes into the thick of the action. Ladies and gentlemen, I was born in Thrissur. There is a lot of talk that's happening in Thrissur. There is also the seat of Pathanamthitta, which many people believe because of the Sabarimala agitation and all of that that's happened, there has been a lot of work by the BJP. Will it yield results? But 2 seats for the NDA is huge. We'll talk about that. But like we said, not just the south, also the center, the heart, Desh ke dil mein, Madhya Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what the numbers are for Madhya Pradesh. The projections are for Madhya Pradesh. The seats for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh this time around. Let's look at it. 28 seats to the BJP out of 29. 1 will go to the India Alliance. This is the projection. Out of 29 seats, 28 will go to the India Alliance. I beg your pardon, to the BJP, and 1 to the India Alliance. So this is the number in out of the 29 seats. Let's try and look at the vote share. The numbers for the MP for Madhya Pradesh in terms of vote share. The BJP will be gunning for nearly 60% of the vote share. Is getting about 55% of the vote share. New leadership at the helm as Chief Minister. Huge victory as far as the Vidhan Sabha elections are concerned. Is that translating into phenomenal victories? Is it a 29 out of 29? At this point, no, it is 28 out of 29. India Alliance, 38%.